Girlfriend, are your conversion rates in that plateau? Well, you have come to the right place. If you've ever asked yourself, how can you enhance your conversion rates? We're going to get to the bottom of this in today's video. We'll see you inside. Hi there. My name is Ingafay, and I am a confidence coach. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to double your efficiency. I'm sure this is something that you want to know if you're trying to improve your conversion rates. Secondly, we're going to discuss how you can improve yourself. Yeah, we all know that if we can improve ourselves, that we can definitely level up our business. And last but definitely not least, girlfriend, we're going to talk about how you can improve your delivery. Let's do this, shall we? So let's talk about how can you double your efficiency. Well, when it comes down to interacting with people in our business, there are basically two ways that we can do it. We can do it one-on-one, or we can do it one-to-many. And one-to-many in a coaching sense would be via a webinar, or maybe having a one-on-one with more than one person. Now, when it comes to a direct sales business, however, it's kind of similar to the same thing. We can have a single appointment with just one client that we're interacting with, or we can have a group presentation, sometimes called a party or a class, where people can interact, and basically you're serving more than one person at the same time. It's the same amount of time, but the results are far better when you have more than one person. So are these things that you have thought about in your business to double your efficiency in a way that would allow you to actually get more out of what you are currently doing? So think about ways that you can do that. If you currently have a conversion rate that maybe be at 1 out of 10, think of ways on how you can get it to be 1 out of 5. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in the next segment. But before we get into that, I just wanted to remind you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We upload a video every Thursday for your viewing pleasure, and we don't want you to miss a beat. So by all means, be sure to subscribe. So how can you improve yourself? Well, one of the things that I have definitely learned in both of my businesses, and a way to improve, is that we definitely have to look at our numbers. Now, before I get into this, I wanted to make sure that we're not treating people like numbers. We are still treating people like people, because they're not numbers, and they can definitely feel that energy if we are treating them like numbers. But at the end of the day, we got to know what our conversion rate is to determine how we can tweak it along the way. Business in general, and I guess kind of similar to sports, is a trial and error type of thing, that you got to kind of do some activity, figure out what's working for you, analyze what you're doing by looking at your numbers, and then going back, coming up with something that you can do fairly quickly based on the key learnings that you've made as a result of looking at your numbers, and do what I call a tweak and repeat. And we have to do several iterations until we get it right. And I don't know how many iterations you're going to have. However, I do know that when you work with a coach or a mentor that has been there and done it already, they will definitely help you shorten the learning curve, because you're not having to do all the iterations that they did, because they can kind of guide you along the way and tell you some of the things that they learned and the key learnings that help them get to where they are. So you don't have to go through that same journey. So it just helps you lessen the learning curve. So if you don't have a coach, or if you don't have a mentor that can help you along the way, I by all means recommend that you do that. Okay. One of the things that I wanted to share with you is, I remember when we had to start working our business virtually because of COVID. This is something that I had never done before. Most of the time prior to this, my business was local and in person. So this was definitely something that was a new skill for me. So one of the things that I was doing on a regular basis was DMing people. And I'm sure similar to what you guys did too on social media. And to me, it just seemed like it took so long to get an interaction. It was not like what I was used to, where you could call somebody on the phone, or if you met somebody in person, you could talk to them, get their information. If they were interested, you could actually book the appointment with them right there and keep it moving. The DM thing, I would send something to somebody, wait for them to see the message, and then respond. So I may have an interaction that takes a week that I could do before in 10 minutes. And this used to bug me to death. So as a result of that, I was trying to figure out a means that I could speed up this process, doubling my efficiency so I could improve my results, similar to what we're talking about right now. So what I came up with, that instead of just sending a question at a time, that I can actually send a survey to the people and get all the information that I needed that would allow me to determine if they were my person or if they were not my person, which to me was ideal. Also, being an introvert and wanting to deal with people that I enjoy talking to, I'm outgoing with people that I already know, but it was always a struggle for me to get people to come in my world through cold outreach. So this DM thing just really just drove me up the wall. And my saving grace was surveys. And that is one of the ways that I have looked to improve my efficiency, has been a result of me improving myself. That has allowed me to really jump leaps and bounds in my business by doing it that way. So I'm curious, what are some of the things that you've done in your business to make the necessary tweaks to improve yourself? By all means, comment below. We would love to hear your story. So last but definitely not least, let's talk about improving our delivery. Now, this is another thing that I learned in that time frame that I didn't necessarily like to do. Now, I can tell you that when I was doing those DMs, and this is talking about me delivering my delivery, what I did differently. One of the things that I noticed that when I did in-person type of interactions, I would ask people about when they could book. It would be on the spot. So I would ask them, oh, can you do it today or tomorrow? Can you do it this week or next week? It was instantaneously the way that I interacted. But what I noticed again with these DMs, that when I threw that question out there, it wasn't an immediate response. So one of the things that I did to make it more of an immediate response was to actually give them a calendar link. And at that point, they could either book with me or they wouldn't book with me. But I could at least lessen that curve of going back and forth with the person by just sending a calendar link. So that was one of the ways that I improved my delivery, because I wasn't going back and forth, because I'm a firm believer that practice makes improvement, not perfect. Practice makes improvement, because over time, you're going to figure out ways that you can improve yourself and your delivery by your activity. Now, that is what the key ingredient to all of this is. Whether you want to double your efficiency, improve your conversion rates, improve yourself, improve your delivery, you gotta be doing the work at the end of the day. So make sure that you have that consistent activity going on in your business so you can tweak and repeat over a period of time, and then just have little things that you're constantly improving on over time, as well as having mentorship and coaching that will help you along the way, that definitely lessens the learning curve. Now, I know before I talked a lot about my Savvy, well, I didn't tell you what it was called, but it was a Savvy survey framework. And I have an opportunity to give you a free guide on how you can create your own survey. So what I've done is I've put this link in the description so you can get my survey guide to know how you can use these surveys to grow your business, have that interaction, build authentic relationships, find the people that you want to connect with, bring them in your world, and basically sell them what you have, because you know that they're your people. If you're interested in that, by all means, you want to lessen the time that it takes for you to connect and actually convert sales, by all means, get that survey guide. It's definitely a transformation in your business. It's definitely been that way for me, and I know it will be that way for you. Check out that link below. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.